Um, you know, as of recently, I had a friend that that came to me and they said, "Have you changed your dating profile over to where you currently live?" And the truth is, I have not, because I didn't feel the need to. I didn't feel, not that I didn't feel motivated to, but I just didn't feel like, I don't know, like maybe I wasn't supposed to. For me personally, when I find somebody I like, that's it. For me, that's it. I don't need um, a roster or all these different men for different things. Like I don't believe in that. Just for my personal journey, I don't feel like that would help me, or they'll be the right thing for me as an individual. Um, Now I've dated, and talked to a few different people at once, but it was never like, when I'm serious about somebody, for me, I'm all in, and I find myself just pulling away from anybody else that's not that person anyway, right? Um, Naturally, but that's just been my. I've always been like that though. I've always been that type of girl. Always been that type of person. Um, but they asked me. The friend asked me. They was like, did you change your dating thing?" I was like, I haven't even thought about it. I honestly forgot about the thing, right? It's because I've been investigating somebody else. That's another thing. Before I go into it further, investigate who you're dating. Investigate their character. Don't just start falling head over heels for somebody or opening your heart to somebody, and you don't know that person, that you don't know that person's character. Like, is one thing, what they put out in front of everybody else, but I'm huge on, I want to see who you are off, outside of what you show other people. Because I'm the type of person is, I am who I am, whether that's in front of people or whether that's by myself. How I love people, how I treat people, that doesn't change. And that's why the slander, all the other stuff that people have said about me hasn't worked, because my character outworks their lies. My character outworks their slander. So that's why I've never been worried about. I still get mad because I don't like when people lie on me. But at the end of the day, like, I already know that my character is going to outwork any lie, because when people meet me in person, it's never the same. Anyway, that's neither here or there. But you should investigate that girl, that guy that you are interested in. And I'm telling you, when you found out, honestly, when I find out a person's character, and I'm doing investigation, and I'm praying about this person, and I'm you know learning about this person, that makes me, that does it for me. And you'll find yourself not in a weird like stalker like infatuation. I don't play that, because I've been stalked several times before, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's not, y'all. It's funny on movies and stuff like that, but like, no, like seriously, like, it's, I don't play about. That's why I don't play about certain things. Um, One day I'll tell my full testimony of everything I've been through. I've been through so much. I don't even know if it's enough. I don't even know if it's enough time on in life to talk about everything from childhood up until now. Um, but But you start to see, once you start to see a person for like their character and the type of person they are, and not only that, but you pray and you kind of, you allow God to lead you in your dating process. You allow God to lead you. There's nothing wrong with getting to know people and locking in, in that way, but inviting God into it is so important. And in the choosing process, um, learning from my mistakes of my past and choosing partners, I've learned to take my time. Yeah, it is. It's so true. I've learned to to take my time and not rush into a connection just to be connected. You have to learn how to be alone first and foremost. You need to check a person's character. You have to learn how to be alone. For many years, y'all, I told you guys, I was single by myself for a very long time. I'm talking about years, y'all. Years. By myself, not entertaining nobody, not dating, um, not having sex, not nothing. Literally just me, God, and development, character development, um, mindset development, and spiritual development. All these things went into who I am today. And when you spend that time alone and you develop yourself, you look yourself in the mirror, you don't run from the things that you need to do better, that you don't run from yourself. You will see, you will see your taste in men. Your taste in men will change. You will see that your taste in certain in things will change, because thing is, I've had people come to me about opportunities, right? But God showed me, because God will tell you, like, especially when you locked in with the Lord, oh, this person wants to sleep with you, or this person has the wrong motives, right? And then I turned down the opportunity, right? And I decided to go the longer route. Um, and God will do that. He will absolutely show you a person's motives. He showed Jesus all the time. Jesus could read their minds. I can read minds. I can discern people's hearts. And not because, oh my gosh, I'm just, no, like, I move like my father moves. Like, I have the mind of Christ, so I can read their minds. I have the wisdom of God. I have the might of God attached to me, like the word of God says we're supposed to, and I can discern people's motives. You can't come to me with foolishness, because God is going to show me. I don't consider that a superpower. I just consider it um being attached to heaven. When you're attached to heaven, God will show you. I've had dreams about people. I've asked God about people, and I've started having dreams about them, and God showed me. And the thing is, the enemy will try to get you with loneliness. The enemy will try to get you with, oh, everybody has somebody, right? That the comparison trap, right? And you have to realize is that you don't you how precious you are. You can't, as a woman of God, and the type of woman I am, and I had to learn this about myself. I didn't always believe this about myself. God had to teach me this, right? I had to spend time with God by myself, and I had to learn this about myself, that I am very valuable. I'm very precious. Not just not just because of the my character, but I'm very precious because of what God has put inside of me, what God has given me. It's very special. And and when you get around the wrong people, you you will start to misunderstand yourself and your value. Um, and so you have to be around. You have to be okay with being alone until God brings the people that will value that. And I'm not talking about people that's gonna worship you, or that's weird. People that's gonna kiss your butt for the sake. No, that I don't. No, we're not doing. I wouldn't even feel comfortable with nobody doing that to me. Because it doesn't feel genuine. It doesn't feel authentic. I feel like it's just, yeah. There's flattery and then there's butt kiss. I don't want that, because you don't have to do that with me. Um, but you have to not only investigate that person you're dating, but you have to investigate yourself. You have to. The thing is, you don't want a person just because, oh, that person wants them. Like that's such a bird brain mind of thinking. That's such a no. You have to investigate somebody. I don't care how a person looks. If the person looks good but their character is terrible, I'm gonna be turned off. There's one thing to be attracted to a person, and there's one thing to actually like me liking somebody. I can see somebody and be like, oh, that's an attractive guy, right? But I don't like him. You're just attractive. You're just physically appealing, right? But when you learn a person's character and how they that that for me, oh no, I like you. I like you. Your mindset, yeah, how you are, how you carry yourself, I like that. I like that a lot. I like it real good. So that that matters because at the end of the day, outward appearances change, life changes, time changes, but somebody's character, you can fall in love with that over and over again because they're just so good. And because they're so good, that makes you love them. Not in a weird like stark way, but like there's people that I've seen characterized. I'm just like, I love you. You were you're that is so. Do you know how hard it is, y'all, to find people like that? I have been in this world long, 29 years. It'll be 30 years in April, 30 complete years. But I've seen enough to see that good character is very rare. And me being a Christian and have been in Christian spaces, and I still haven't found certain types of character, even in Christian spaces, where that's supposed to be a thing, right? It's so rare. It's so rare, y'all. It does not happen often. Character is something that take requires time, work, and development, right? Development before if you think about architecture or construction, 'cause this they may draw the blueprint, but that blueprint it has to be developed. There's work that has to go into the building process. There's in order for a place to have character, it has to be built, has to be developed. That is built. Okay, character's not just you don't just no, that's built. And that's why I treasure those years that I spent alone by myself and some people have laughed at that and considered that inexperienced or me wasting my quote unquote good years. And I don't see that as that. You know, I've talked to people and I've dated or whatever, but I don't see that as that I've lost my good years. I feel like I used my good years to prepare me for my best years. Does that make sense? I don't feel like I missed out on anything. I don't feel like that I didn't have fun. For me, being the best me that can withstand the weight of my call, my purpose, that is what that is fun for me. That is fun for me. Not getting drunk, not doing all this other stuff. And then if you do that, that's fine. There's no judgment there. But I'm saying my personal life, my personal journey, that wasn't fun for me. I went out, had fun, danced, all that kind of stuff. But for me, that development meant more to me than those experiences. And I believe that that is what also sets me apart personally. is my development, the things that I went through, all those different things that God took me through to become who I am today. So not only investigate that person, investigate yourself. After my child's father, I didn't really jump into a whole bunch. Like, God was during that time I was being developed. Yeah, I talked to people in between then, but like it was never like uber duper like deep. Like it was. I feel like it was a part of the development process, right? Um, and when your priorities are straight as a person, you begin to how you spend your time begins. You value it differently. You value it differently. So, is nothing wrong with being attracted to somebody? But take that time. You owe it to yourself, to your future children. Because the thing is, when I date, I'm thinking long term. At least I'm planning my life for long term. I don't plan on just having fun with this one, that one. I don't want to do that. And I don't want to fragment myself among. No, I want to give a good chunk of myself to a man with beautiful character. That's what I want. Now, maybe that's not. Maybe your goal is okay. I need to use these niggas till I find. That's fine. That's between you and the Lord. I'm not here to tell anybody that you're wrong or right. There is a wrong or right, but that's your business. Now, me personally, marriage is the goal. When I date, when I'm investigating somebody, I'm investigating this person for long term. Is this a long term partner? Can I see myself being with this person? Is their character? Can I see myself growing and developing into a better person with this person? Right? Long term wise. What's the question? Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead. Ask the questions. Long term wise, is this a person that I'm okay with my children turning out like them? I'm okay with my son mirroring his behavior, mirroring who he is as a person. Am I okay with that? And if the answer is no, then that's not the person. And I don't feel like I have found that yet, but I feel like I have an idea of what I want or some. I, I don't want to speak. Um, I'm investigating somebody right now, and so far, he passing. He passing. That's what makes it hard. You talking about, you know, you meet somebody with good character, chat. You praying every prayer in the book, because then that person becomes like, wow, like this person has good character. Wow, that's amazing. To ooh, that was sexy. To ooh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Mhm. And not this weird like the other stuff that be on there. Mm. One thing about it is I know how to leave people alone. Good character or not, I'm not afraid to be alone. I'm not afraid of solitude. I'm not afraid of waiting for the right people, the right thing. That doesn't scare me. The amount of time it's gonna take, that doesn't scare me. I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't care to be in the trend or the mix. Like I genuinely want when I go home to this person, when I go home with this person, that I'm genuinely happy with the choice that I've made. I could care less about a trend. Trends are gonna come here and there. When you are a blueprint, when you are an original design, and I consider myself these things, you you make the trends. You're making what you're making what's supposed to be trending. So that a person that's nothing to a person who's an original, who knows who they are, who is not struggling with identity crisis, who already has their voice. That's nothing to them because they move with their own flow. They're not waiting for the flow to move. They move with their own flow. So this is your reminder to not hijack somebody else's discernment, right? Don't do something just because you see. Don't like. No, investigate for yourself and say, you know what? Does this person values align with my values? Do we want the same things out of life? Do we want children wise? Do we want to raise children in a particular way? Like, is this person, I like monogamy. So I'm not gonna date somebody who's into polygamy. I'm not gonna date somebody who's a serial cheater. I'm not gonna date somebody that no. I want somebody who values family, who values loyalty, who values faithfulness, who's genuinely a good person. I don't value I don't value I don't know. I hope that I make it sense, y'all. I hope that there's somebody is getting something out of this. Cause I just hope. But I'm getting off here, y'all. Investigate. Wait, you didn't ask the question. Investigate, um, and know yourself. Spend time with you. Spend time alone. I've spent, I don't want to tell y'all. I mean, I don't care. I'm not really ashamed, but like, I've spent close to almost 10 years just by myself. Like, I've been in like maybe a few serious relationships, very few. Count on one hand, very, very few. Um, um, I spent the majority of my time alone. And during that time, there was development. During that time, that silence, that was development. And I don't regret it. It's made me better. I'm more grounded in myself, and what I want out of life. I don't need to go looking on somebody else's page to figure that out. I don't, you know. So I'm pretty firm in it. I'm pretty firm in what I won't do, what I will do, who I want to be around, who I don't want to be around. I'm pretty firm in it. Um, and I'm not desperate for, oh, I gotta do this. No, like literally, if you're a terrible person, I don't care how many followers you got, you can go to hell. And that's how I feel. I really don't care. Um, whether you no, if you're not, no, I'm good. Cause I've made so many, what's the word, allowances for certain things, and I no, I'm I'm in a time in my life where I'm protecting Micaiah the way I should have done a long time ago. And if that means that family, I can still love you, I can still pray with you, but no, you're not allowed around me and my family because you're toxic. And I won't allow you to bring that into my family and our dynamic. Certain friends, no, I love you, but no, this friendship will in fact end because um I'm thinking about my future, and you got some ways about yourself that you're not ready to outgrow or at least attempt to be better in. And I'm sorry, I can't carry the weight of your bad character, and risk that being around my family and you doing something that messes that up. No, I'm sorry. We can't be friends. You you got some stuff in your heart, And nobody's perfect. I don't expect people to be perfect, but I do expect people to try, because I try. I don't ask people to do stuff that I'm not doing. I don't ask people to do stuff that I can't do. Even if I haven't done it yet, I'm not gonna ask somebody to do something that I can't do. If I ask it, I know I can do it too. So yeah, um, I'm very. At least I try to be. Um, I try to be. I try to be very wise on who I bring around and who I, because so many times I ignored God and His leading when it came to certain people, and He was always right, and I thought I could help, and I think to a certain extent I still can, but I've learned a lot of times that it's okay to just lead people to God. It's okay to just walk away and say, I'm not walking away from God, I'm walking away from you, and I'm gonna let God develop you, because I'm not God. And I can heal, but at the same time, well, not I can heal, but God can heal through me. But if a person does not want to be healed, guess what? You're going to get yourself sick, because they refuse to let go of that sickness. They refuse to let go of that injury. You're going to get injured. If you're dealing with a person that doesn't want to be better, that doesn't want to heal, that doesn't want to change, guess what? You going to end up just like them. That's where that bad character corrupts good morals. It's not people that are, that are still learning, that are getting better. It's not those people that are bad, that are the bad character that corrupts good morals. No, it's the people that's okay with being rotten, that don't smell the rotten flesh, that don't smell the rotting that's happening in them and around them. Those are the people that you want to guard yourself against, because they're zombies. They eat everything around them. They leech off everything around them, and they they have not done the work, nor do they want to do the work to be better. And those people, they will kill you, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. They will kill you. That is what that is corruption, and that is um, tolerated corruption. They have made a comfort in their corruption, and they're not changing. And so now, thank you, but no thank you. I'm okay with not being in my life. That's all right. It'll be. I'm fine with that. It's not a loss for me. It's not a loss. It's a gain of peace. I don't have to look over my shoulder concerning you. I also look no. So with that being said, God bless you. Have you had breakfast yet? Okay, no. No, what do you mean by okay, what counts as breakfast? Like, I had a snack, like a little cereal bar thing. Maybe, okay. Maybe, yeah. Okay, yeah. But I don't consider that breakfast. Like a little cereal bar. um, but with that being said, y'all, use wisdom. Be very prayerful. Prayer is so important. Prayer, I can't even express how important prayer is. Prayer has to be meditation, that quiet time throughout the day. That's important. That's very important. So you can be led, and God can order your steps according to His will for your life, right? Your personal life, not the will of somebody else's life, not the will of who you want to be. No, the will for your personal life, the blueprint for you as a person, not somebody else's. Okay? With love, goodbye.